Hi, welcome to the Journey More channel. This is Kwani, and I want to talk about a topic today that I've been seeing on the internet lately, really mainly scrolling on TikTok or what have you. Um, it's regarding like anime or manga characters versus other anime or manga characters and their respective abilities. And for me, it got me thinking about that. And I like to reference One Piece. It's one of my favorite mangas that I follow. And I think hockey is one of the most formidable abilities and versatile abilities. That's the word. That's the real word. I think that everybody. I want everybody to focus on is versatile. You know, the versatility of hockey, in that it pretty much embodies everything that anime and manga just kind of have in themselves as a whole. In other pieces of literature, as far as like a protagonist and like a hero figure that has to go through trials and overcome obstacles, and then they further better themselves, whether it be for strength, intellect, or just or anything of that matter. It can even be magical or anything like that. It's just they're getting stronger by going through these trials and difficulties, and then they get further along, and then they get stronger, and that in a whole is represented through willpower, and that is exactly what hockey is. It actually is willpower, manifested into a physical form in some way. And the examples I'm going to be talking about, at least in this video, are the two hockey types: Conquerors hockey and Armament hockey. Those are the main ones because I just feel like for this topic of discussion, they're just kind of the more ones I'm really focusing on, at least as far as the versatility. Observation hockey is also very versatile, obviously, as well, but just for this discussion, I'm just going to focus mainly on those two, I think. But maybe I might even think of something even while I'm talking and just kind of, skew the observation in there. But for now, we're just going to be focused on the main two, Armament and Conquerors. And kind of the similarities I think that they share with each other, too. But back to just the idea of willpower. Yes, that is hockey. That is it manifested in the physical nature. And I think that obviously willpower is a thing that is kind of indoctrined into all types of literature that involve protagonists, getting stronger, bettering themselves. And that's the idea. They have to surpass, their past self in a way, you know what I'm saying? Or like the weaknesses that hold them back. And that's like breaking through your limits, or conquering your fears, anything to that nature. But it's like you have to have the willpower to do that. It's you who have to physically push past that. So that's what I think, just for that example right there, is why I think that it's very formidable, as far as that. Now I'm going to give my examples just to touch on and kind of what hockey at least can do as far as the One Piece world is considered. So we'll just start off with Armament. I feel like that's the one that's kind of been fleshed out a little bit more, especially as far as the latest arc in Wano 2. So I'm just gonna explain that one a little bit as far as what I know, and just it could always be expanded on, and I could be even shortening it up, So don't just take my word for it, because I'm getting my knowledge from what I read, from what I watch, and from other videos that I watch as well. So the idea of Armament is first the main like the first thing we even get introduced to as far as Armament hockey is the idea of imbuing like an invisible armor onto your body, or like onto other objects, other physical objects, weapons, etc. You know what I'm saying? So in the anime, in manga, it's shown like with this black coloring, black vulcanization, and I like to imagine that it was stated to be that this is supposed to be, or it was at least shown to and stated that it was invisible, something that we couldn't see, at least as the viewers. I like to imagine, though, that maybe when you unlock hockey, or like it just gets stronger as through time, it is something that you can see, because obviously, because there's a thing where it comes to the black blades of One Piece, where that's like a thing, like hockey gets imbued into weapons, blades, for example, and then they turn black. So there's that, but that's another discussion. And so but you basically have that idea, and then in Wano, it even kind of takes it even further, and then they have what is their like wording for the term hockey is Riwo, and how they use it. It's like they describe it as in like the your armament, flowing through your body. I guess more of like a, to me it just makes it gives me like a chi, like controlling your chi type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to make this energy that normally you would just use to harden your body. Now you have to make it flow through you, and then this energy could also pass through, and damage other objects. In a way, I like to liken it to if you're familiar with Naruto, obviously like the not Shippuden, but the beginning of Naruto, when it was like a scene where Sasuke and Naruto, they're attacking each other. Like Sasuke has his Chidori, Naruto has his Rasengan, and like Kakashi comes in and like Naruto hits like the water tower thing, and then obviously Sasuke sees, and he sees the damage that he sees, that the back of the water tower, like that the Rasengan did to it, whatever. That's kind of like what I like in the Riwo, like basic it can do, like basic abilities, because like I said, I think that it can go further potentially. But these are just basic ideas, and then I'll connect this to the Conquerors Haki, because to understand what we know about Conquerors Haki now is, well, the first thing that we kind of see in just kind of basic understanding. These are the first little things, little settlements and little hints that we get to as far as what Conquerors Haki is and what it can do. And I'll give the example when Shanks walks on to Whitebeard's ship, he's emitting Conquerors Haki, and he's emitting it in such a way, in I guess such a powerful way, that it's actually damaging the ship physically. It's actually physically damaging. He's essentially just walking, and he's doing nothing, essentially, and he's damaging the ship. So you can see the potential of power level. You know what I'm saying? Like just the sheer intenseness of the level of someone to have that ability. That could be quite formidable, you could say. So there's that. And then just to expand it even a little further, I'll just go straight into like kind of the concepts of the Wano arc in the beginning of Luffy's and Kaido's battle, and the way Kaido's kind of describing, or rather, Luffy kind of figures out how Kaido's fighting, and Kaido is imbuing Conqueror's Haki into his attacks, and this is where I like to combine the similarities in a sense with Armament and Conqueror's Haki, because they kind of have the same idea to me. Some people may argue that that's what Riwo is the fact it is imbuing Conqueror's Haki into like your attacks, but I think that Riwo is like the basis for Armament, and then because Luffy learned that early on in the arc, like he was learning and practicing that and trying to master that, he was catching on to Kaido's abilities, or the attacks he was using. And obviously the fact that he knew that Kaido knew Conquerors and all that, So I think that was just, it was easy for him to catch on and easy for him to evolve his fighting style to that, just because of just the nature of these abilities. And I feel like the close and similarities that they have with each other, I think that's just kind of like, it just like, almost if like, not everyone in the One Piece world obviously can get Conqueror's Haki. Everyone has Haki. You can unlock this because it's a part of the willpower idea. Conqueror's Haki is a little bit different. It's a little bit higher level. You got to be king mindset. You know what I mean? You got to be a little bit different. You got to be built different to get the Conqueror's Haki. But you get what I'm saying though. Either way, it's like if you do have Conqueror's Haki, you learn that Riwo, you can unlock some things. You know what I'm saying? You can get to another level. But I want to focus now on just the versatility and the idea of the willpower concept and the abilities that are showcased with Armament in Conqueror's Haki that could be formidable and just bad thing. Let's say you don't even have the abilities of Armament and Conqueror's Haki yet. Just the fact of you pushing through and never giving up That would unlock that right there. That would unlock it. Would definitely do it. Obviously, the more trials and tribulations, things will happen. You know what I'm saying? And we kind of even see that with Kobe in One Piece. The character Kobe. We see that when he first unlocks observation, and he hears all these voices in his head. And all this was after that battle. On Marineford and all that craziness that was going on, and he unlocked it. So it can pop out of nowhere, and I guess it's an added bonus with the One Piece world because you have like abilities like Devil Fruits and just other abilities that don't even really have nothing to do with Haki, nothing to do with a Devil Fruit. There's just people who just have like wild abilities, you know what I'm saying? And if you got Haki, that's just like the added bonus. It's just like the added bonus, but it's kind of almost a prerequisite as well to really be a formidable fighter. It's like you really just won't get by, at least in the One Piece world, mind you, with just a Devil Fruit, with just Haki, with just it's like you kind of have to have a little bit more up your sleeve. So it's not an end game thing. I just want to make it make sense. I'm not saying it's like the ultimate thing. I don't think that it could beat anything. Just real quick. I'm not saying at all that like Luffy's just willpower alone can withstand a 300 times Kamea wave blast from Goku. I don't think that would happen, what I'm saying? I just don't think it would, But just the idea of the willpower, the versatility of the abilities, I think that they would be really, really strong and really troublesome. If we are just getting into like anime fights, so I brought up Goku. Let's just bring up Goku because I just think, I honestly think like you could write a character that is supposed to be stronger than Goku and could be Goku, and I don't think that it would. I still think Goku would win. Like Akira Toriyama tried to do it with the androids. None of them could get the job done. They couldn't even get it. They couldn't get the job done. Okay, when he did die, in the original Dragon Ball Z timeline before even Trunks even came, he died from a heart disease. He didn't even die from the assassin robots that was supposed to come take him out. He didn't even die that way. So, you know what I'm saying? So, regardless, I'm not saying that Luffy could just, or any character for that matter, could just wash or wipe away a lot of characters, or like a Dragon Ball character or something like that, because they are quite formidable. Their powers are way different. But if we are going with the idea that Conqueror's Haki can damage you without touching you, with just essentially walking up on the scene, that can disorient some stuff. That can definitely disorient some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're telling me Anime-Haki can essentially shoot like invisible blasts like through you, can like attack you from the inside or something, these to me are very formidable abilities. I think that Oda, the creator of One Piece, I think that he made an ability that I think it's just to me it's perfectly done as far as a character or any character. It's for the world. It's not even for the main character. It's not an ability like just for the main character. It's for everybody of the One Piece world. It's for everybody to experience, and it makes them formidable. And I like that concept. I like it. I think that it works. I think it's very well written. I think the fact that we don't even know what all it can do makes it even more amazing, because like I said, like we kind of got more on the idea of armament Haki, but we don't know really anything about Conquerors. I mean, we learned that we can, we learned that you can physically attack something using Conquerors Haki. That's just even more next level, because I didn't even touch on this earlier, but some of the early effects that we would see when people would use Conquerors Haki, Luffy, Doflamingo, can't think of anybody else right now, but those are the main two popping up in my head. Even Katakuri, I think, they just, normally you just see people get knocked out. We just, and that's usually explained, but like you have a low will, or things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? Like, which, that makes sense to me. Like, it's not even a hard concept to get, but when we see that, we just see people get knocked out. So it's like, you could imagine like a physical attack from Conqueror's Haki could do serious damage. I don't know like the way You would interpret it, but I would interpret it as like, yeah, even if you had strong willpower, even if you had like the ability to withstand or take a a Conqueror's Haki blast wave, and you could just stand and it maybe just like, you just kind of like tense up with it, but you get hit with it physically, like with a punch, with a blade, with even a gun, like a Conqueror's Haki bullet. We ain't even seen that yet. That'd be ridiculous. But we see a Conqueror's Haki bullet get shot at somebody, that might like wreck someone for real. Like no matter what defenses you have, you might just get crushed because there's just nothing. And then just to touch on the tinky bit, observation. If you just splice that in there, I didn't even touch on observation, but you just splice that in there, that opens a whole new realm. You basically got spidey senses. Yeah, you basically got spidey senses. You basically can, that's base form. That's base form observation. I'm giving you, it's base form, because that's like what we see. That's like how we seen Rayleigh training Luffy. When he had the stick and Luffy's blindfolded, he's beating him over the head with it. But it's like Luffy's like he's like Spidey sensing, like dodging him, woo, woo, woo. Like he's going crazy. Like, and then if you get into obviously the Luffy and Katakuri fight, you get into the future sight stuff, you get into all of this. So it's like you see attacks coming from like your point of view, and like how much like time, I guess, you can control with that type of observation. You would be able to like I guess just kind of count down when things would be happening as well. So that's just like another thing. Like you have the spidey sense to know something's coming, but then it's like you can even get it to the next level where you can know the exact time it's gonna happen and the exact way it's gonna happen. So that's just another level to me. I think that, like I said, I think that these abilities, Haki is very formidable. I'm not going to go out and just be like, oh, well, Luffy could just straight up dog walk Naruto. I don't think it'd be that easy. I mean, come on, people who get in these comments and it's like, oh, Naruto wipes the whole universe of One Piece. I don't agree with that either. I think that he would fall short somewhere. I mean, yeah, he's got some, well, when he had Kurama, when he had Kurama, he had some tail beast bombs and all that, and he don't get me wrong, stuff is wrecking things out here. He's definitely wrecking. You know what? I'm just be real. He's definitely wrecking islands if he came to One Piece. I'm just be real. He's definitely wrecking islands if Naruto was about that. Like he would definitely be dropping super shuriken, mega Rasen bombs on everything. I'm not even gonna lie to you on that one. Yeah. So. But I guess, that's just the video I wanted to make. I really just wanted to talk about Haki and the versatility of it, and I think that's a very well done ability. And I guess this video, I just kind of went on and just really talked about it. But, if you got anything to say about it, leave a comment or something, for real. Hope you liked it. I may even kind of go about a little bit more, as far as like characters, like versus a character, like the type of way maybe a person, not even just like Luffy or like a character like that, just like a person regardless with Haki abilities, how they could fight against other characters with other different abilities. That may be interesting, but whatever. If you like the video, man, give it a like, give me a subscribe, man, Hey, won't hurt you, but peace.